It's an antioxidant. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It builds your immune system. It's an antiviral. It's good for your heart, and on and on and on. There was actually a study from the University of Missouri in 2021 that determined that where you would run into problems is if you were to eat unripe berry. We're in the midst of cold and flu season here in the Midwest, and I want to give you a tip to help you avoid those cold and flu medicines or trips to the doctor, even those immune suppressants that they give you to bring down your fever, which in reality tend to lengthen the sickness because they're inhibiting your body from fighting it off. What you can do that's way, way better than that is to take a natural immune building supplement. And what I'm talking about here today is elderberry. Elderberry is known as, the king of herbal supplements in a lot of circles because it's an antioxidant. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It builds your immune system. It's an antiviral. It's good for your heart, and on and on and on. I can't even remember all the different things that it does for you. And so we're going to prepare a concentrated elderberry syrup. We can call it a cordial. Although a lot of the cordial recipes have alcohol in them, I'm not going to include that today because I want it to be available to everybody. Your kids should be able to partake in this. Certainly you can take the finished product and you can add it to alcohol, or you can add it to kombucha or a carbonated beverage of your choice. I enjoy doing that because it does have a powerful flavor, a strong flavor. It is good, but it is concentrated. So what you're going to need for this is 1 cup of elderberry, 1 teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of cloves, and 2 teaspoons of freshly grated ginger. And all we'll do is we'll take 2 cups of water that we boiled that has sat for about 5 minutes to cool a little bit. We'll put all these ingredients in there, mash the elderberries with a potato masher, and then let that steep for about 15 minutes, and then we'll strain everything out, and that'll be our finished product. When we add the honey, you want to go with local to your area raw honey, and we wait till the whole thing cools to add that because you can't heat raw honey without destroying a lot of its beneficial properties. So in the end, you're going to have something that has a lot of benefits from the elderberries, but also the ginger is good for you, the cinnamon and cloves are good for you, and the raw honey has a lot of beneficial properties too. So let me get all those things around, and we'll be back with the water and the grated ginger and put it all together. I have my ginger grated. My water has been boiled and it's been sitting for about 5 minutes. So we will add all the ingredients to the water now. So put your elderberries in. And these do stain, the liquid will stain, so just bear that in mind. Put our ginger in, and then our cinnamon and our cloves, and we will mash this together. With a potato masher works fine. The common wisdom, if you do a cursory Google search online, is that you have to boil elderberries for, a half an hour to remove the toxins. The reason being is it's a natural deterrent to herbivores. If it's disturbed, it releases the toxin only when it's disturbed and digested. The sugar molecule that's bound to the cyanogenic molecule, they call it a cyanogenic glycoside. that breaks down and becomes hydrogen cyanide only when it's digested. And it does also produce a bitter taste. However, so you might be wondering, why are we not boiling this? Why are we using water that has cooled a little bit? Well, a couple of reasons. There was actually a study from the University of Missouri in 2021 that determined that American elderberry only has trace amounts of that compound, and that it's actually safe to eat ripe, fresh elderberries in small amounts. That doesn't even have any effect on you. So heating it even to this level is enough to break down those compounds and make them completely safe. And I can attest to that because I've made this many times, and it's has absolutely no effect. It doesn't give you a stomach ache or anything at all. So I will link to that study in the description. So in the end, basically, it does contain trace amounts of those toxins, which are very similar to what is in apple seeds, but they're not really enough to hurt you in small amounts. And by heating it up, the way we did, it renders them basically safe. Where you would run into problems is if you were to eat unripe berries. If you were to eat the green berries off the bush, in that case, then the toxin level is quite a bit higher, and the other parts of the plant contain it as well. Oh, another point along with all that is that if you do boil your elderberries, it will remove some of the health benefits. It breaks down some of those vitamins and minerals that are beneficial for you, so that's in reality counterproductive. So stick to American elderberry, known as Sambucus canadensis, and make sure they're the black berries, and you should be fine. Just make sure they're ripe. I mean, if you're buying them from anybody, they're gonna be ripe, and you can verify the variety and things like that. And if you want to grow your own, just make sure to get Sambucus canadensis, American elderberry, black, and you should be good to go. There is a Sambucus nigra, which is the European elderberry, and I cannot speak to that because I don't think there have been as extensive studies on that one. So with those, I don't know. With those, you may want to boil them longer, or wait till a study comes out and proves otherwise. But for this, I know this is good. I've made this many times, and it's healthy and delicious. So it looks like I've got all the elderberries squished, and we will let this cool, and we will strain it and add the honey. Okay, so this has been steeping for about 20 minutes, so we'll go ahead and strain it. The pulp and everything you can discard. It is not, let me see here. It's not fully cool yet, so we'll wait a little bit longer and come back, and then we'll add the honey. Okay, we're back, and our mixture is almost complete, and it's definitely below 98 degrees, which is important for our honey. And we're going to add a cup of honey, and I don't like to use measuring cups, especially not for honey. So a cup of honey is roughly 340 grams. So if you have a kitchen scale, it's kind of a hack to do these things quickly and easily. And there we go. 1 cup of raw local honey. Give that a good mix, and then you can divide this into jars, or if you're going to give it as a gift, you can use maybe some smaller decorative mason jars. Or just keep it in your fridge, and then you can take a little bit every day to boost your immune system. Or you can also, take a little bit here and there, or use it as a treatment for when you do catch a cold or the flu. But for my money, I'd rather use it as a preventative and not get sick. Now I will get some mason jars and we'll get this divided up. I'm going to start off with a couple regular size mason jars. I'll use that to make it easier to transfer to some smaller ones. Might give some of this away as a gift. And these small decorative jars look nice, I think. Plus I can stretch it a little further. There we go. Make sure you get any of that remaining honey that's kind of sticking to the bowl there. So there you go. Pretty easy, right? It's inexpensive, simple recipe that you can make at home. Makes a perfect gift and perfect way to take care of your family without having to waste a lot of time and money being sick and going to the doctor. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And I will post the link to the recipe and also to the K&B Elderberry Acres where we get our elderberries and other supplies. So I hope you enjoyed it again, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.